The Minister for State for Overseas Development and Diaspora, Mr. Colm, Brophy, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening and Nisambula Vinaka. It is a great honor to join you this evening in Dublin to celebrate the 20th anniversary of diplomatic relations between Fiji and Ireland. I thank the Government of Ireland and the Honourable Minister for the kind invitation to attend this evening's reception. I also convey the warm greetings and the well wishes of the Fijian people to the government and the people of Ireland. The past 2 years have been one of the toughest for our countries, as borders shut down, supply chains halted, economies were impacted, livelihoods and income sources were disrupted and lost, and families, communities and nations endured the loss of loved ones due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The pandemic has taught us a valuable lesson: the importance of greater bilateral cooperation to mitigate the impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic and to address the global challenges of our time. Excellencies, Fiji and Ireland share a unique historical relation. Irish Catholics who were deployed to Fiji in the early 1900s contributed significantly to the socio-economic development of modern Fiji. Whilst overseeing the establishment of the Catholic education and institutions in Fiji, Fiji and Ireland also share a strong bond, broad-based defense ties, a military relationship that spans 44 years since 1978, when our countries served by side under the United Nations interim forces in Lebanon. And I'm proud to say that I have served with few officers that I met today during the 85 to the 88 years, 1985 to 1988. And to top that up, our mutual love for rugby is a bonus to our existing relations. The Ireland team, both in 7s and 15, have tested the Fijian rugby teams to perform to the absolute best. At the Singapore 7s series in April last year, the Ireland team defeated the Fiji 7s team. This was quite a tough pill to swallow for rugby lovers such as myself. However, credit must be given where it is due. And I also congratulate the Ireland Rugby 15s for their sterling performance against the New Zealand All Blacks earlier this month, defeating them in their home ground in Dunedin. Ireland is the first Northern Hemisphere team since 2009 to claim a victory there. Your Excellencies, since the formation of our diplomatic relations in 2002, Fiji-Ireland cooperation has expanded to include critical sectors including climate change, ocean and sustainable development. Ireland's strategy for partnership with small island developing states is an accurate reflection of its commitment to partner with small island developing states to achieve the vision of the 2030 Agenda. The Ireland Seeds Fellowship Program is one such program that has provided opportunities for small island developing states, including Fiji, to undertake studies in priority areas in Ireland and to contribute meaningfully to our own national development. Excellencies, this evening we celebrate the enduring strength of the relations between our countries. We reflect on our achievements as we commit to strengthen our cooperation now and into the future. Like most countries, recovery from pandemic is a priority for Fiji. However, as a small island developing state, our immediate concern is battling the climate crisis that is affecting our blue Pacific Ocean, our food security, our livelihood, our coastal communities, our way of life, and our very existence. Collaborative efforts toward finding adaptation and mitigation strategies and measures is an integral part of our journey towards a more sustainable future. As we celebrate the 20th year of relations between Fiji and Ireland, we are assured that our current fruitful cooperation will be strengthened through our closer cooperation and friendship, overcoming shared challenges, and to bring our engagement to greater heights. Our journey has not only begun. Fiji will continue to pursue additional opportunities to build our engagement to greater heights. In saying this, I wish to renew our commitment to work in solidarity. Through genuine and enduring partnership, with the Government of Ireland in collectively addressing the common challenges and advance shared aspirations for the benefit of our peoples. And thank you very much.
Your Excellencies, Ambassador, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's my great pleasure to welcome you this evening to Iveagh House on behalf of the Government of Ireland to mark this commemorative event. While 2022 marks 20 years of diplomatic relations between the Republic of Fiji, our shared history extends much further. It was actually during the early days of this state that our first Dáil, our national parliament, dispatched an Irish diplomat to Fiji seeking recognition for Ireland as a new independent state. Over the years, we have seen connections in many areas, in education, particularly through the work of our missionary educators. The Columbans, as just one example, are actually celebrating 70 years of engagement with Fiji this year. Our countries have also had, as you are well aware, fierce encounters on the rugby pitch, and I know that the Fijian rugby team will play a test in Dublin in November. We look forward to welcoming your team not just to our shores, but also to playing the new world #1s in rugby after our escapades of recent times. So we look forward to that. But ladies and gentlemen, Ireland, like Fiji, has a very strong sense of community, of what we would call mehel, coming together to work for the greater good, or talanoa, which I'm sure you would be familiar with. And I am struck by how critical this concept of inclusive community now is as we face the existential global crisis, including, obviously, as we have just talked about, climate crisis, but also global security crisis and conflict. Ireland now holds a seat on the United Nations Security Council, supported in no small measure by our partners in the Pacific, including Fiji. On the Council, we've sought to advocate for the small island developing states and the critical challenges they face. At the bilateral level, Ireland is also committed to strengthening its relations in Asia and the Pacific under the whole-of-government Asia-Pacific strategy. The strategy takes a holistic approach to deepening our relations with the region across all areas: political, economic, social and cultural. And as an active EU member, Ireland supports the implementation of the European Union's Indo-Pacific strategy and the opportunity that this presents for increased engagement with partners in the region, and obviously especially including Fiji. This includes working together to protect the rules of based international order and to promote sustainable economic recovery. Ireland will play our part in this Team Europe effort, and we are exploring the potential involvement in the EU Green-Blue Alliance for the Pacific Timor-Leste. When Ireland launched our first strategy for partnership with the small island developing states in 2019, we made a range of commitments to enable us to deepen and develop our partnership with our long-standing friends and fellow island nations. Since then, we have forged new connections with Fiji through the Small Island Developing States Ireland Fellowship Programme and through the UN Volunteers Programmes. We're also building on our network of academic and researchers through our Shared Ocean Programme. I was delighted in June to announce the awarding of the Fellowship Awards for this academic year, the 22-23, to 4 successful candidates from Fiji. And that now brings a total of awards to Fijian Fellows to 7 since the inception of the programme. So I'd like to obviously extend a Céad Míle Fáilte to those of you who are here with us this evening. The new regional partnerships are allowing us to support you and your island neighbours in responding to climate-related challenges together and exploring the opportunities for sustainable ocean development. Our partnership with Fiji extends beyond this and reflects the strong leadership at a global level on behalf of all SIDS. At an international level, we've been able to work side by side to ensure that the unique challenges facing the SIDS are addressed by the international community. We value this aspect of our partnership and look forward to continued collaboration. As fellow large ocean states, Ireland and Fiji have a real shared interest in ensuring that urgent action in the area of ocean and climate takes place. I was glad that Ireland and Fiji were able to highlight this issue together at COP26 last year through a side event specifically addressing the ocean climate nexus issues. Fiji is a long-time leader in this area, including through the High-Level Panel for Sustainable Ocean Economy. Ireland, though, is scaling up its funding and diplomacy to support these efforts to protect, conserve and restore the ocean. In addition, I am pleased to see more collaboration in this area between our two countries, including through Irish funding to the Secretariat of the Pacific Regional Environment Programme and the Asian Development Bank. In 2021, Ireland allocated $750,000 to support coastal resilience works in Fiji via our trust fund at the bank. Ireland is deeply engaged in climate diplomacy efforts on the important issue of climate-induced loss and damage, which I know and understand is a top priority issue for Fiji. I look forward to opportunities for our two countries to work together on this issue and to push for progress at COP27 that responds to loss and damage priorities of SIDS. Now, there are many Irish living outside of our island. I know that there are many also Fijians who live and work elsewhere. And my government, as you may be aware, launched a new diaspora strategy in November 2020 as part of a series of measures to strengthen Ireland's relationship with the diaspora. My department provides funding of approximately 13 million each year for diaspora communities. Many communities and organisations also co-fund these activities so that the money we provide is leveraged to deliver greater outcomes. This funding enables us to provide welfare support for those in need and to support things like our traditional Gaelic sports around the world, also to promote the Irish music, to promote Irish language around the world, and also business networks, and as I've mentioned, Irish studies. The strategy also contains a commitment to support and highlight the role of women in the diaspora through the funding of women business networks, and particularly initiatives like our St. Bridget's Day, which is an annual global celebration of the achievement of Irish women, which we hold on the 1st of February each year. We have also identified that the diaspora experiences are globally significant and have committed ourselves to support other countries in developing their diasporas. Last year, I hosted a virtual meeting on diaspora engagement with representatives of the African, Caribbean and Pacific SIDS, and I would like to welcome members of the Fijian diaspora in Ireland this evening. Ireland is happy to share with other countries the lessons learned from our engagement with our diaspora and how that engagement has changed over the past 60 years. In his opening remarks at the Global Diaspora Summit, which we co-hosted, Fiji's Prime Minister underlined how the diaspora can bring experiences, new perspectives and skill sets that help and grow and modernise a country. It's been our first-hand experience that that is certainly the case. So, ladies and gentlemen, the United Nations peacekeeping is at the heart of Ireland's foreign policy. We've also taken seriously obligations of UN membership and remain ready within our capabilities to contribute troops to UN missions. I'm pleased that you were able to visit the United Nations Training School this morning. Our military personnel have served proudly together on UN peacekeeping operations, particularly in Lebanon, as part of the United Nations Interim Force in Lebanon, UNIFIL, and the United Nations Disengagement Observer Force. In addition to these deployments, Ireland supports peacekeeping by investing in training. At the UN Peacekeeping Ministerial, which was hosted by Korea in December 2021, we pledged to provide training programs to peacekeepers from other troop and police contributing countries to develop their skills and capacities. So it was particularly pleasing, therefore, when two of your officers were able to take part in the training at our UN training school in November 2019. The experiences and expertise which they shared with other participants was of benefit to us all. We would be happy, obviously, to explore the possibility of further collaboration in this area if it would be of interest to you. Your Excellencies, the previous 20 years have shown that the geographical distance that separates our two island nations is no barrier to constructive collaboration. I am reminded of a phrase in Irish, that there's no strength without unity. In the spirit of this concept, let us look forward to further engagements and cooperation throughout the next 20 years and indeed beyond. So I sincerely hope you've enjoyed your visit to Ireland so far, and I personally hope to have an opportunity maybe to visit your country in the near future. Thank you all very much.